Tubers, tubettes, and of course my favorite group, the crazy people. Hey, listen, this comment came through, and that's the title of this video. A couple of videos back, I did a video with my wife sitting next to me, and a guy asked me that question. Has your little Filipino wife, is she becoming Westernized or Americanized? And immediately when I heard that, my knee-jerk reaction was he was asking me, is she becoming like an American woman or a Western woman with the feminist movement and all this and that? Well, I'm going to dive into that very topic here in this video that you're going to see in just a minute. All right, here comes my little video answering the question, has my Filipino wife become Westernized or not? Alrighty, so has my wife, little baby May, since she's been living with me going on damn near 6 years, I guess. We've been married for a year and a half and lived together for, I can't remember, 4 or 5 years. I'm going to say we're going on 6 years here pretty soon. Has she become Westernized or Americanized? And the way that I interpret that is, has her attitude changed any since she's been with me and has led this type of different lifestyle than she was formerly accustomed to? There's an old saying, you can take the girl out of the bar, but you can't take the bar out of the girl. I subscribe to that 100%. And so that's both from personal experience and plenty of observations. That generally doesn't work. But I'm going to add my own, which is you can take the girl out of the province, but it's awfully hard to take the province out of the girl. My wife came from extremely humble beginnings, and I can endorse, having known her so long, that she has not forgotten where she came from. In fact, she tells me that when we meet certain people. Not all, of course, but she meets some people and she'll observe the woman that's with the guy and they'll talk. And when we get home or a day later or 2 days later, she'll come up and she'll say, hey, you remember that couple we met? I go, yeah. And she says, you know that woman that he's with? I go, yeah. She says, she's forgotten where she came from. She now thinks that she's the highest because she's with this foreigner and she's got this and she's got that. And I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but she's like, let me know if I ever get like that. And, you know, don't be afraid to knock me back into my place, figuratively. And I said, no, I'm really not concerned about that. And then there's the detractors that will say, you should never take your wife, girlfriend, or fiance to America because she will see what's going on around and she will better deal you. She'll look for someone younger, someone more handsome, someone more richer. I have a comeback to that. Number one, if you're afraid of that, if you have any inkling of doubt about taking her to America, my one question I would pose is, then what the hell are you doing with her here? If you doubt her, that means that you doubt her total dedication to you. And you got no business, in my mind, of being with her. I have friends that have gone to America. I have friends right now that are in America with their wives, their Filipino wives. They live there 6 months, and then they come back here for 6 months. And they're working on the dual citizenship and the green card and all that happy stuff for their future. I hope to do that at some point in time with May. Whether I will pull it off or not is yet to be seen. My other comeback is, if she was going to do that, she's had 6 years. She doesn't have to go to America to better deal me. Trust me, it ain't hard to better deal this. So she's met, I don't know, hundreds, maybe 1,000 guys over the years that have, you know, come into our little sphere for a day or two that are younger, better looking, richer than me, And she's never once shown any inclination of attraction or flirtiness or batting her eyes or anything like that. So why the hell would she do it in America? Conversely, I have a friend that has told me 5 times, boy, don't take her to America. Well, you know what? He does not have a very stable relationship with his wife. And I've known this gentleman for quite some time. I know his wife, and I know what her behavior is like. He's complained about this, he's complained about that, and I agree. He should not take his wife to America because she would drop him. Why? Because they're not glued together here to begin with. So, May, is she Westernized? Is she Americanized? I would rather put it, I think it's much more to the point of saying that she's been modernized. She's been brought up to speed with things like banking by being with me. I've introduced her to driving. I've introduced her to the proper way that you have to pay your taxes, registering with the BIR. She started a little YouTube channel. So now every dollar, or I should say every peso that she makes, just goes straight over to her bank. She understands how that works. She's confident now to go up to an ATM by herself. She was shaking like I don't know what, the first 2 or 3 times. She was so nervous. When May gets nervous, her hand shakes like she has palsy, and she could barely push the buttons. In fact, the first time her and I went to her ATM, she just said, will you please do this? I can't do it. And she was paranoid that something was going to go wrong. Well, now she whips up there, puts her card in, punches in the numbers, and the only thing she still does, which is great, is she waits for the machine to shut down completely before she walks away. Because she's convinced that the guy behind her is going to come in and dip into her account. So she waits for the whole screen to clear. If you're thinking about feminism, I can't think of a woman that is further away from being a feminist than my wife. In fact, we touched on driving a little bit. She can drive a scooter. She's struggling with driving a car, but we're hoping that one day she gets there. Who knows? But let me lay this on you if you've never been to the Philippines. In America, you've seen them, student driver, right? Kids going out, or anybody for that matter, taking driving lessons. They have a big sign on the back of the car, and I believe it says, slow down or caution, student driver. And it's just giving you a warning that this is a new driver, and there's 2 steering wheels in there, and you give them you're more relaxed around them as far as letting them make mistakes and whatnot. Out here, now I couldn't believe this when I first saw it. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke bumper sticker. It's not. But there are bumper stickers or stickers that you can put on the back of a car, and it floored me. It says, caution, lady driver. Now, how would that sticker go over in America? I'd like to take a couple of those stickers and secretly put them on the back of a couple of ladies' cars if I ever went back to America. But that's just me. Anyway, and I'll drive that home. May and I will be in the car or on a bike, whatever, and we get behind some big-ass brand new SUV, generally, and it's going 12 miles an hour, and it starts to turn left, and then it changes its mind, and you can't see because it's tinted windows, and they're all wonky, they're stopping, they're starting, and they're coming close to the edge, and May will say, beyond it, and you can't see inside, but May will, every time that happens, May says, it's a lady driver, just like with this taste in her mouth. And we pull around, and we pass the person eventually when we finally think it's safe. And she makes over, she looks, and she goes, yep, lady driver. And so that, how far away from being a feminist is that statement? Because she tells me, men are just better at some things. Men operate machinery better than women do. Now, I can cook, and I can clean, and I can love on and take care of these dogs, but Paul, that's not your place. That's for me to do. You drive the car. I wish I could drive as good as you. I wish I was as confident as you, but I'm not. And so, there you have it. I think it just boils down to the person's core principles and values and what you mean by being Westernized. She now has been out of the country. She's been to Thailand. Thailand's got super good infrastructure. They're much more efficient, and she was really impressed by that. She was more impressed with the freedom of choice that she felt she had in the way that she dressed. She's not all that modest, especially around the house. And in Thailand, she was not that modest with her swimwear or just her general way that she presents herself, because that's the way she is. She's just like a little hippie chick. She likes to express herself that way. She has her own style. And she went to Okai today and just came in the door 20 minutes ago, and she was putting on this top and these shorts that she just bought. And she goes, what do you think about this? I said, wow, that looks great on you. I said, are you going to wear that to dinner tonight? She just laughed, and she goes, no way. He goes, now, here in the Philippines, the chismas. And I said, let me ask you a question. Would you go out of the house in Thailand wearing that? She said, all day long. Yeah, I would. So, is she Westernized? No. She still has her core principles. She still has the same values. She still values a dollar. She's never once said anything when we've had a tough decision to make or a big decision to make. At the end of the day, I go, what do you think? And it never fails. Of 100%, she's given me this response. She says, it's up to you. Whether we do it or we don't. Whether we buy it or we don't. I would like to get it, but it's up to you. So if you're coming to the Philippines and you meet somebody and you find them saying, up to you, that's their way of saying, you're the man, I'm the lady, I don't want the responsibility of that big decision. I'm going to put it on your shoulders. And I think that would help women in America 1,000%, is to take some of the frickin' load off. You know, with the career and the commute to work and the competition and getting raises and turning 40 and finding out that you're all alone. And, well, we could go on and on and on. So, there's my little summation on that. I wanted to answer the subscribers' question. And speaking of subscribers, if you're still with me, there's been a big uptick in subscribers in the last 2 or 3 months. So I just want to take a second and welcome you guys to the Old Dog family, as well as those that have been with me since possibly day one. You are all very much appreciated. All right, kids, we'll see you in the next video.